Hey, what's up guys? It's Rick with the Digital Divide, and today I want to talk about the Jetson Bolt Pro. This is a foldable electric bike that I picked up recently. I actually grabbed two recently, one for me and one for my wife, and we're liking it a lot so far, so I figured I'd do a review. Now, just to clarify, this is not the Bolt electric bike. That is a different model, but made by the same manufacturer. This is the Bolt Pro electric bike, and there are some differences. The Bolt Pro has much bigger tires. I think the biggest difference, though, is that the Bolt Pro has pedals, whereas the standard Bolt does not have pedals. Instead, it has these pegs that you put your feet on. That means, though, that if the battery dies on the bike, you have no way to pedal it. It's just dead in the water at that point, whereas the Bolt Pro has pedals and a bunch of different modes. So you can just use this as a regular bike if you want to get exercise and cardio and burn some calories, but it also has two other supported modes. It has full electric throttle, which means that you don't need to do anything. The bike will just drive itself, and all you have to do is steer and enjoy the ride. It also has pedal assist, so the bike basically helps you pedal. Now this is incredibly helpful if you're going up a very steep hill, which I have done multiple times, and it feels effortless. The bike cruises uphill, and the system is entirely automatic. The bike will give you support when needed. This video will kind of help explain how it works.
If you come back here, you can see this little plate. It's a metal plate right there. That's a strain gauge. And so as the chain tension increases, as you push on this and you're pedaling, maybe the weight of your body is on this bike and you're going up a hill, that chain is going to strain this piece of metal. And that actually sends some feedback, and you get assistance that's proportional, or roughly proportional, to how much energy you're exerting. And as soon as you stop, the tension in there reduces and the motor stops.
So let's take a look at some of the specifications of this bike. It's got 14-inch wheels, dual disc brakes, it's got a twist throttle, a 350-watt rear wheel motor, LED headlight, and a detachable red strobing rear light. This bike does have cruise control. It is a single speed bike. It's got a maximum range up to 30 miles with pedal assist, and about 15 miles if you're just using full electric throttle. It's got a maximum speed of 15.5 miles per hour. The bike itself weighs about 41 pounds. It takes about 4 hours to charge. It will support a rider up to 265 pounds, and the battery is a 36-volt lithium ion. Now, I want to start this review off by saying that the stock seats that come with this thing are horrible. They are really uncomfortable. This is a picture of me and my wife's bikes. This was the first time that we took them out, and after about 2 or 3 miles, we were just in a lot of pain. These things are just incredibly uncomfortable, and I would recommend replacing them like immediately, as soon as you buy the bike. So this is the new seat that I bought and I replaced. You can see the old one here. It's hard to tell from this video, but here's a still image that will show you that it's significantly bigger and has way more cushion than the seat that comes with the bike. The difference is night and day, and this side by side will show you that it's significantly thicker as well. It's got about 3 inches of memory foam padding on the top. Now, Amazon has a ton of really great options on their website, and I would wager that any of these are better than what comes with the stock seat. This is the one that I picked up, and I'm so happy that I did. Now, I would also recommend getting a little bag like this that attaches to the bike. This will hold a bike lock so that you can park the bike and not worry about it getting stolen. You can also fit your keys and wallet in there. It also has a little sleeve here to fit your cell phone, and I use this all the time. Now, you're also going to want to pick up some Allen keys, specifically a size 5 Allen key, so that you can tighten the brakes. This little mechanism on the tire here is what you use to tighten the brakes. You just move it left or right to tighten or loosen the brakes. I can tell you that when I got the bike, the brakes were incredibly loose to the point of being unsafe. It was hard to stop the bike, but it's a very simple fix. I just tightened both the rear and the front brakes, and now it's perfect. Now, another thing I want to talk about is this bike comes with rear and front fenders. This bolt right here is notorious, if you read the reviews, for breaking off. And mine, in fact, did break off after the second ride that we went on. So I reattached the fender using a more secure bolt, and as you can see, I also reinforced it with some zip ties on the left and right side. So it's not going anywhere now, but it looks like there are some quality control issues. As I mentioned, it's got a rear fender, it's also got a front fender. The point of these is that if you're driving over like a puddle of water or mud, or it's raining, that it won't splash up onto you. Now, the bike comes with a couple of safety features. It does have this bell on the left handle, which comes in handy if you're trying to pass someone on a sidewalk and they're not paying attention. It's also got some really cool features for nighttime driving. Once you hit the power button, you can see the battery gauge there. There's 4 levels of battery. And if you hold down this button for about 5 seconds, it'll trigger the front LED headlight to turn on, and it is very, very bright, as you can see, which is really, really great. And the bike also has a rear reflector and then also a separate rear nighttime driving light, which has 3 modes: fast strobing, slow strobing, and then just always on. And this is operated by its own battery, so it doesn't drain the battery on the bike itself. This makes driving at night just really, really fun and very safe to do. Now, one of the coolest features of this bike is that it folds almost in half. So there's a lever here on the front handlebars. If you give it a little bit of force, it'll open up, and then you can fold the bike, well, at least the front part of the bike, in half. So I'll zoom out here so you can get a better look at it. Folds down like this, and then the bike even has like a handlebar on the frame, so you can literally just pick it up and carry it inside of your house or throw it in the back of your car. The seat is removable as well. You can see this is me and my wife's bikes. They're folded and just tucked away in a corner of our apartment. They don't take up a lot of space. Now, Jetson advertises these bikes of having a range of 15 miles if you're only using full electric throttle, but that is really going to depend on the weight of the driver. Me and my wife recently took a date night using the bikes. We went from our apartment to a pizza place called Pistaro's in downtown Frederick, where we live, and it's about 4.1 miles each way, the route that we took. So going there and coming back was a little over 8 miles in total. Now, I'm just under 6 feet tall and about 200 pounds. She weighs a lot less than me. By the time we got back to our house, I only had 1 bar of battery left, whereas she had 2. So for me, somebody my height and weight, I think that in real world use, I'll get about 10 miles if I use full electric throttle, and will double that and get about 20 miles if I'm using pedal assist. Now, the maximum rated speed for this bike is 15.5 miles an hour, and based on my testing, that is accurate, very accurate. That's about what it gets. Now, there's an awesome YouTube channel called Tony Quill, Magic and More, where he shows you that you can hack the Jetson Bolt Pro using an Arduino board to upload code on it that will unlock its speed. It turns out that the 350 watt motor on the rear of the bike is more than capable of pushing this thing 20 plus miles an hour. The only thing that's limiting its top speed is the software on the electronics. It's capped at 15.5 miles an hour. That is a hack I plan to do, and I will make a video on that when I do. So you're probably wondering, who is this for? What's the best use case for a device like this? And I think the answer is it's for everyone. It is a really, really fun device, but I think it would really appeal to somebody who lives in a city environment where traffic is way too congested and parking is way too expensive and hard to find, and you need a portable, easy electric method of transportation. Maybe you need to go somewhere and walking is going to take too long. You want to get there a little bit faster. This would be an ideal situation for somebody who lives in a city because it's so practical and small, and it has a really good range, and it's super portable. So I could also see this if you're going to the beach or if you're going on vacation. You could throw this in the trunk of your car and it would be really fun to ride on the boardwalk or just get around town. I mean, this is just so much fun to drive. Another use case would just be to charge it fully, throw it in the trunk of your car, and just leave it there in case of emergency. If your car breaks down unexpectedly in the middle of nowhere, all of a sudden you have a secondary mode of transportation to get to help, which would be really useful. But for me, I bought these just to have fun with my wife, like just drive around our town, go downtown, get lunch during the summer, during the fall. It's just going to be so much fun to drive, and I don't have any regrets buying this thing. I've had so much fun with it, and we try to take it out every weekend. With gas prices at an all-time high, I think that electric transportation is just exploding right now. I know a lot of people that are picking devices like this up, and companies like One Wheel, for example, or Segway are exploding in popularity because it's cheap, electric, renewable energy, and it can get you from A to B really quickly, and it's just a whole lot of fun. So my overall thoughts on this bike is that it's awesome. I love it. Again, my biggest point of contention here was the seat. Just replace that stock seat as soon as you buy it, and you will be a happy camper. If you are a smaller individual and you weigh less, then you will get a lot more range out of this thing and battery life. Now, one final thing I wanted to touch on is if you go to their website, this bike sells for $600, so it's pretty expensive. However, they also sell what's called a remanufactured version of this bike. So it is the exact same bike, it's just remanufactured, which I assume means refurbished, and it's only $250. I highly recommend going this route because it will save you a ton of money. This is the route I ended up taking. I picked up me and my wife's bike, so I got two of them for less than the price of one at full price. And I gotta say, when I got it in the mail, you would never know anything was remanufactured. It had brand new tires, brand new seat, brand new battery, brand new everything. The only part of this bike that was remanufactured to my eye was the frame, and that's it. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you decide to pick one up, let me know in the comments below if you're having fun with it and what you think. As always, thanks for watching.